Hi, and welcome to the video series on marketing roadmap success. Before we get started, I do want to mention that there are many different types of marketing roadmaps. However, in this particular video series, we're going to talk about how to get backlinks, how to get free traffic, which probably would be a better theme, would be free traffic. So we're going to do backlinks, search engine optimization, better search engine positioning, so that you can get your website exposed in the search engines. So better exposure, more traffic, more targeted traffic, which is what you're aiming at. Now, this video series has 7 videos in it. And if you follow each video step by step, even though they might cover different subjects, but all fall under the category of free traffic, you'll start to see traffic come to your site, come to your business, starting today or even tomorrow. Now, before we get started, I do want to go through quickly to show you what we'll be talking about in this video series. The first one will be on blogging strategy. The second one will be on writing blog comments. Number 3, wiki traffic. Number 4, social networks. Number 5, forums, discussion boards, and online communities. And number 6, video sharing sites, and of course, number 7, review sites. Now that you have a good idea of what we're going to talk about, let's talk about the blogging strategy in this specific video. The first thing you need to know before we get started in creating a blog is the first thing in a blogging strategy is, of course, to build a blog and post an article about your website. Now, this article needs to be educational. It can't be something that's promoting your website. More educational. So what we're going to do here is we're going to build a blog and we're going to post an article that relates to your website. So maybe the better word is post an article that relates to your website. And of course, I mentioned here that posting frequently is very important. The more frequently you post, the more exposure you get from the search engines. Now, what I'm going to do here is we're going to go to google.com. Now, what I want you to do is create a blog. You can choose any type of blog platform to create a blog. You can do WordPress, you can do Blogspot, whatever. But in this particular video, I'm going to use Blogspot. So if you just go to Google and type in Blogspot, you'll find blogger.com, blogspot.com. It's the same thing. So if I go to blogger.com, one thing you'll need before you get started is a Gmail account or a Google account. If you don't have one, then you can go ahead and create one. And of course, you can go to gmail.com to create a Gmail account. I already have a Google account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, so I made my Blogger window a little bit bigger just so you could see it. And to create a blog, you just scroll over to the right and click on Create a Blog. It's a very, very easy thing to do. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention that when you create your blog, the name of your blog counts. So as far as search engine optimization goes, Google is going to read the blogger.com blog name. So think of this like a keyword phrase. So you got to think about, okay, my website, the audience, the subject, the target market, what kind of keyword do I want to rank on? And this will actually help you in the long run, especially if you're running Google AdSense ads. The Google AdSense ads will only show up usually in relation to the titles that it sees, the keywords it sees on your blog. The biggest mistake that most people make is just enter any blog title. Now, here's my trick. I go to Google and do a search for that keyword, and I see whether that's keyword is going to be profitable or not. So if I do a Google search on build muscle mass, I see that there's 454,000 results and a lot of Google ads, AdWord ads here. Sometimes you want to make the keyword a little more specific. And after looking through many different keywords, I figured that I'd narrow it down to how to gain weight for skinny guys. And I want to enter the word verification, which is PLTAH, and you can either host your blog or import a blog. I'm just going to leave all of that as is. And then you want to choose your template. You want to choose something that doesn't have black on the back and white letters, because it makes it hard to see for specific people. So you want to make a template that is easy to read for everybody. So I'll just pick the green one. After you're done picking, click on continue, and your blog has been created. So you can start blogging right now. Now, when you create your first blog post, you want to write an article, something that has content that is educational, that gains trust. You don't necessarily want to advertise your site just as of yet. It's okay to put your site at the end. Let's say for more information, go here. That's great, but you want to start it educational because you want people to come back to your blog. And if you keep within those guidelines, Google will look at your blog as an actual blog, not something that is like a spam blog. Now, when we begin to create the title of the blog post, keep in mind that the title is also important. The title needs to be a keyword that you also want to rank on, specifically in this specific niche. So to do that, this specific article I'm going to write on. So what I've done here is I've taken keywords and put them together. Skinny guy, gain weight, diet. So that's basically going to be the name of my article. Now I'm going to go ahead and write this article, and then I'm going to post it so you can get a good idea of what you can do yourself. Alright, so after about 15 minutes, I finished writing this article, and it basically says if you're here because you're a skinny guy, you've been trying to pack on weight all your life, you've made it to the right place. So basically I'm assuring the reader that they've come to the right place. And then I talk about, as you're reading this, I try to relate to the reader, and that's something you can do too. And you want to give them advice, I relate them to yourself, to build yourself as an expert. I say I used to be really, really skinny, packed on 25 pounds on lean mass muscle within 4 months. So that tells the reader that, wow, he's really in my shoes and he's an expert in this field now. He's gaining weight, and then you can go on to telling him how to do it. But you don't give too much information. You can say something, if you'd like to download a free diet plan, please go here. And that here can be your website. So what I'm showing you is a way to write your article so that you gain trust, build yourself as an expert, at the same time give advice, and then get them to your website. And not only does that give you a backlink in Google, that also gets people to your blog. From the blog, you redirect them to your website. And what I would suggest is to frequently post articles and blog posts each and every week, or each and every other 2 weeks. More frequent, the better. So after you're done with this, of course, click on Publish Post. And we can click on View Blog. And this is what our blog will look like. So it looks nice, it's great information, good educational material, and it gets you back to your site. You get more targeted traffic. The more targeted, the better. And of course, you see how I name the titles. And don't forget to use keywords that you want to rank on within that article as well.